like how they try to fucking sneak politics into the movie and they start doing interviews. Superman is an immigrant. The conflict in the movie, the big war, is obviously, in my opinion, like Israel versus Palestine. So there's been a lot of glaze behind this movie. I'm hearing people say, "Oh, it's top 5 superhero movie of all time. This movie made them fall in love with Superman." Yada yada, this and that. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. After seeing it twice so far, I give it 5 out of 10. This is an average superhero movie. It's not on the level of an Endgame, a Civil War, a Dark Knight, even a Joker movie. Like, this is not that class of movie. You feel me? A lot of people have been asking the question: Is this the definitive Superman or Man of Steel? What do I think is better? Personally, and I'm not a Zack Snyder dick eater or anything like that, Man of Steel was overall a better movie to me. Way better music. The score in Man of Steel is beautiful. Hans Zimmer doesn't fucking miss. The music in this movie is ass. Ask somebody to name 2 songs. 2 songs in this movie, and they can't do that for you. The origin story given in Man of Steel was amazing. It starts on planet Krypton, and you seeing the destruction of it. You get to see Superman's dad motivation. You get to see Zod motivation. You get to see their home planet, and it just builds up all the characters. This movie starts with Superman already being Superman for damn near 3 years. There have been metahumans for hundreds of years, and all this shit is just shown in the text crawl. Nothing is explained. You start in the what feels like in movie 2 or in the middle of a comic book or season 2 of a show. They don't explain shit. And I understand some people don't like their handheld and this and that, but damn, bro, this shit just goes right into it and expects you to know everything. I don't like that. These characters in the new Superman movie aren't developed, and they want you to feel things about the character like, we want you to feel sad for Superman, or we want you to feel this for this character. I don't know these niggas, bro. You introduced Cuz 5 minutes. I don't know him. I don't know his motivations. I don't know his parents. I don't have a reason to feel. Versus in Man of Steel, you got to see Superman get bullied. You got to see him grow up, learn how to fly, buy a suit. You got to see his dad die. You got to understand the character motivations in this movie. That isn't there. I think overall, as an individual film, Man of Steel is a better film. I understand it has issues. People don't like the end scene with him killing Zod and snapping his neck. People don't like how dark and gritty it was. I understand there's some tonal issues. And Batman v Superman is as the original cut of Justice League. Like, I understand all that. But as an individual film, when you put these two next to each other, it's an overall better movie with fleshed out characters, better music, better motivation, better storytelling. I can't see how you would say this was better unless you just hate and you just don't like the dark tone of it, or Superman murdering somebody is just the end all be all for you. And which is even crazy because spoiler in this movie, he unalives somebody too. So I just don't get that. When he throws Ultraman into the black hole, and early in the film he says, "Hey, nobody can survive this. If we fall through this black hole, we're going to die." And he, rather it be indirectly or intentional, throws Ultraman in the black hole, probably causing his death. So that's out the window too. This film, in some ways, feels like a, for lack of a better word, a overcorrection. They heard people complain Superman shouldn't kill. It was too much mass destruction in Man of Steel, and he didn't care about lives and shit like that. So they try to go out of their way to correct that. Where it was Superman saving squirrels, saving a little black girl, saving a baby, like the alien baby. Like, they go out their way to make sure y'all see this nigga. He's finna save every single person possible, which is dope, but there's no motivation behind him cherishing life like that. Like, nothing is shown to give him that motivation that nobody dies, like Spider-Man, Uncle Ben dies because of his decision, so he goes on, he's not gonna kill anybody, he's gonna be this type of hero. Even the last Man of Steel, when his father died, it kind of imprinted something in him. This Superman, he has really no motivation to be this honest, humble guy. There's nothing shown outside of a partial message that he receives from his parents on Krypton, who apparently that wasn't even the full message. They wanted him to conquer the planet, pit people into slavery, and pretty much be like a dictator on some red sun shit. So it's really not explained, and that's another one of my issues with this film. What they did to his parents, which I hope they have to fix this. They have to fix this. When they made his parents message to conquer the world, have a sex harem and shit like that, that's wild. That's nothing. His parents were supposed to stand for hope. They're supposed to be good, kind, humble people. His dad's supposed to be a super smart scientist. It's supposed to be lore behind it. They have him on some Viltrumite type shit, and I just don't like that. That feels like character assassination to me, and that's a bad way to introduce new fans to his father, his mother, and the people on Krypton. Because I feel like there's so many different stories they can tell on Krypton. There's prequels. There's a bunch of shit they could do, especially if they want to introduce Zod. But having it be that his parents sent him to Earth to conquer us because he was stupid, because we're stupid, which is true, we are dumb, especially compared to them. But still, it leaves a bad taste in uh, people's mouths. I think they should have started with an origin film. Instead of just rushing right into it like that, because a lot of the things feel underdeveloped. Even the relationship between Lois Lane and Superman that's supposed to kind of hold the movie together, in my opinion, it feels rushed. Because we start the movie, they're already in a relationship for a couple of months, and they already having problems. We didn't get to see them get together, go on their first date, have a crush. We didn't get to see anything build up. We go right into it, and one of their first conversations they ever have is a fucking argument. Like, this is we're too far along in the story, and I don't like that. And now they want us to feel some type of way when at the end of the movie they kiss and they make up and she loves him back. But bro, I just fucking met these people. Like this shit feels weird to me, and I can't be the only person that feels that way. Even when it comes to the Lex Luthor motivation, there is none. Why does Lex Luthor hate this nigga so much? In the comics, it's explained, or they were students together. Even in Smallville, they grew up together and shit. You know what I'm saying? In this movie, it's just like Lex Luthor hates this nigga for no reason. He just envies him. He wants to destroy him. It has nothing to do with this other country or anything. He's just doing this shit for the love of the game. And this shit feels weird, and it feels just thrown in there. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Another thing this movie suffers from, by starting so late in the story, is I feel like we're getting characters too early. Why is Superman already fighting a clone of himself in movie 1? Where the fuck did this come from? Why is Lex Luthor telling us he collected DNA from a previous battle that we'll never see, previous battles, to make this clone? This feels like some shit that should happen in movie 2 or movie 3, and we're getting it in movie 1. This doesn't make sense. I understand that they have to compete with Marvel, and they want to get into the Justice League as fast as possible. But in my opinion, this isn't the way of doing it. I think this movie, it's going to be popular with kids, older folks, somebody that's there for a fun time. But if you care about the overall DC universe, I don't think you're going to like this a lot. And there's even plot holes and poor decision making if you really are a fan of DC. For instance, there's a point where Peacemaker shows up. If you don't know, Peacemaker is from the old DC universe with the old Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn. So they're carrying over Peacemaker, but this is supposed to be a new timeline with a new Superman and a new Batman. Peacemaker was in the universe with the old Superman. So that among itself is confusing. They're bringing over Amanda Wilder from the Suicide Squad as well. So they're picking and choosing old characters and recasting certain people instead of just starting fresh. And that's going to be confusing as well. On top of that, from my understanding, there's going to be 2 Batmans. There's going to be Robert Pattinson's Batman that we've seen a few years ago, and he's going to have a movie with the Penguin and stuff, and that has nothing to do with this. And then there's going to be Batman Brave and the Bold that's going to be in production, and these going to come out around the same time, and that's going to be confusing for a lot of people that's really into the lore and into this new DC universe. For me, this was a swing and a miss. It wasn't a bad movie, but I feel like if you wanted to start a new universe, this should have been a 10 out of 10, and it wasn't that. I think the strong point in the movie is Mr. Terrific, uh, his dog, Mr. Terrific, and his dog, and some of these action scenes, in my opinion, were really good as well. But I think that also hurts the movie too, because when you ask anybody about the film, they're gonna tell you their favorite character is Mr. Terrific. They feel like he should get his own movie, he should get his own show, or they're gonna tell you how much they love Krypton the dog, and or even Green Lantern, and then there's gonna be Superman. I feel like he takes a back seat in his own movie, and I think a lot of people aren't going to like that, or actually super DC fans or New 52 fans or anything like that. But that's just my personal opinion. This is a shorter, spoiler filled review. But if you want something longer, I can go on a tangent about this movie. But I just don't know if you guys will want to watch like an hour video of me just roasting it. But I think it's an average film. It's just overhyped in my opinion. But your boy out. And I had to go back and add this part. I didn't like how they try to fucking sneak politics into the movie, and they start doing interviews. Superman is an immigrant. The conflict in the movie, the big war, is obviously, in my opinion, like Israel versus Palestine. Maybe Israel and Iran. Maybe even a Russia versus Ukraine. And the movie obviously lands on one side of the argument. And yeah, and there's a couple times where they try to go woke, in my opinion, with he's an immigrant. Oh, Lex hates him because he's not from this planet. He's an alien. And then I didn't like that. Like, rather, no matter what side you fall on the argument, I don't want to watch a fucking Superman movie and they be talking about immigrants and a country sovereign nation. I don't give a fuck. Like, the average person doesn't care. I don't want to watch a movie and see real life politics in it. Please stop with this trying to inject any politics into these fucking movies. I just want to watch movies, have a good time, and escape all the political bullshit.